Hello, everyone. This is Gus from Askewed Reviews, and I'm doing my first Creature Madness of 2025. Now, if you don't know what this is a separate segment created by a friend of mine, Matthew, over at Horror Madness, where, kind of like a book club, me and a couple of the other creators that he's friends with, we watch a horror movie, each of us together, but separately, and then we each do our own review for that film. Now, the other people that do this as well are Ryan, Bambi, and Jen. Definitely go and check everyone else's videos out. I think most of them have already put theirs out for this week. Now, as for the film that we all reviewed for this week, it was Lake Placid from 1999, directed by Steve Miner. Ah, don't let it eat me! So, anyway, with this film, you actually have an incredibly stacked cast. You have Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, Oliver Platt, Brendan Gleeson, Betty White, and even a brief cameo by Mariska Hargitay. So, now the story for this one is we have a lake in Maine, but beneath its murky waters resides a creature. And this creature manages to eat a scuba diver in half. So, they then pull in the local sheriff. They then have Fish and Wildlife show up. They also have an archaeologist from a museum because apparently the tooth that was lodged in the side of this person is of some sort of prehistoric creature. Oh, and of course, you have the guy who's a crocodile expert and a bit of a nutball. Now, all of these people have to work together, whether or not they want to discover what this is and potentially what to do about it. Now, of course, it ends up being a giant crocodile. So from here, it just becomes a fun monster movie adventure. Now, even though Lake Placid is a fun watch and has a great cast, it's honestly not that great of a story to the film. I mean, stuff happens and it is a great animal attack movie, but I don't know, there's something about it that just isn't pieced together just right, at least in my opinion. So for me on my scale, I'm going to give Lake Placid a 3 out of 5. Now, if you weren't aware, there are 6 movies in the Lake Placid film series, one of which is even a crossover with Anaconda. That's right, the JLo John Voight Ice Cube movie actually has a few movies in its collection as well, and one of which is these two coming together. Now, I've actually only ever seen the first one in this series, but clearly this now means that I have to, at some point this year, watch all of these movies and do some of my trivia reviews for all of those. Hopefully you guys are up for that. Now, here's the part of my videos where I do a tale of the tape, kind of describing the creature or monster that's in the films that we're watching. So with this one, we do have a giant crocodile, which is 30 feet long. Quick bit of a spoiler, by the way, but one thing that happens near the end of the film that I think this movie probably has the record for is sometimes they'll do this in animal attack and monster movies where there'll be more than one creature and you only just discover it at some point during the film. With this one, you find out there's another crocodile and it appears and is taken out so friggin' quickly that I think it probably wins the record, at least from what I can think of. Now, as for a weakness for this creature, there's not necessarily any other weaknesses than what a normal crocodile would have, except for it does seem to have a proclivity for cows. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Creature Madness, the first one of 2025, and definitely check out all the other creators that are involved in this group to see what they've put up as well, and you can look them up with the hashtag Creature Madness.